Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Lukewarm Reviews. My name is Luke, and I have something that I'm really excited for to share with you today. This is going to be a toy video. I've been planning these for a long time. I'm going to do a little three-part series here of Sofubi videos. I'm going to do my top 10 favorite small Sofubi, mid-size, and then large. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about why I want to do this. First of all, as I've mentioned briefly before, Sofubi can be an expensive hobby. They're really, when it comes down to it, they're art pieces, and lots of them are one of a kind. And I don't feel weird talking about money. Some people get weird about money, but I'm a young person and I live in Los Angeles, so like 90% of my paycheck goes to my housing, and I don't think that's a thing to be ashamed of, but I don't have lots of spending money. So as much as I want to be able to do like haul videos for you guys all the time, I can't really afford that, but I still am really into this community. I love the work and I love the people, and I want to make content and put it out here on YouTube and start a conversation. So that's why I'm making these, because I want to, you know, put this video out there, and I want you guys to like put your top 10 in the comments and talk about what you think about the artists. And also the other main reason is I want to create some kind of resources for people who are new to the community, because I know that that's something that I wish I had when I was first getting into it, because as much as I love this community and I'm really into it, it can be hard to find information about it sometimes because it's almost entirely relegated to Instagram, which is fine. Instagram is great, but yeah, I want people to be like, ooh, I'm interested in Sofubi, and then they can come and watch these videos and maybe get a list of, right away, just like 30 Instagram accounts to go follow, you know? So yeah, that's why I wanted to do this. I think it's gonna be fun. Come along with me on this journey, guys. I am going to be using some pictures, but since the Sofubi community is so small, the last thing I would ever want to do is create any sort of bad blood or make anyone feel like I was taking their work. So I have independently messaged all of these artists on Instagram to ask if I could use their images. So every time you see an image up next to my face, I do have the artist's explicit permission. And if you don't, it's not because they said, no, you can't use my whatever. Every person that has replied has said yes. Everyone has been incredibly nice. So sometimes, you know, people are busy, and all of these artists are incredibly busy and productive people, so some of them just haven't got back to me, and that's fine. There's not any sort of order to this top 10. I'm just gonna throw them all out there. So yeah, let's get started. So this is gonna be my top 10 favorite small size Sofubi figures, and the general parameters that I'm using here are about $75 or less. That's going to be my small size category. So let's get it started with my first one, not number one because they're not in order. My first one is going to be Foster by Super 7. Also, shout out to Super 7. This t-shirt is theirs as well. They're a super dope company, started in California. And it felt appropriate to start with Foster because, as I've mentioned in an earlier video, this was the first Sofubi figure that I ever saw. And I just fell in love with it, and this was something that helped me, you know, go down the rabbit hole and get into this world that I am so in love with now. This is my first and only one, but this is a figure that I will continue to collect because I think he's really cute, and I think large collections of Foster display super well together. So yeah, go check out Super 7. They're really dope. They make Sofubi, and they also make a bunch of other different kinds of action figures and Keshi figures and apparel, like you can see. So yeah, that's Foster by Super 7. Moving on, the next one I'm going to talk about is the CK Beta from Splurt. If you guys watch my Taste of the Orient video, you've seen this one. This is a one-off. This is a really new character from Splurt, and the CK Beta was sort of like my gateway into loving Splurt, because I always had an appreciation for his figures, but this is the first one that I was like, I gotta have it. He's only done 2 wide runs of these so far. There was like an army green one and then a blue one and a couple of one-offs. So this is still a very new figure. And now that I've got my hands on one, I'm just like, I need more. I want more splurt. This is a really cool character. It's really funny and kind of wacky, and so I love that about it. So that's the CK Beta. Moving on, my third one is going to be Killin by Red Hot Style. I have some pictures to show you guys here. Red Hot Style is an incredible brand, and I find that their pieces are incredibly difficult to get your hands on. Especially their smaller things. For some reason, you can find some of their bigger stuff on eBay sometimes, but the small ones like this figure are super hard to find. So if you ever have one of these small ones particularly, I really love the look and the feel. They're very clean, the way that they look. You know, hit me up, let me know. Yeah, I love pretty much everything Red Hot Style does. They're super stylish and super clean. You'll notice as we go through these videos, if I may digress for a sec, my style typically is going to be the more clean stuff, the more, sometimes I like cutesy stuff, but sometimes I just like kind of self-aware, funny, wacky stuff. Like the CK Beta has that sort of feel to it to me. It's funny. There's a real trend in Sofubi right now towards the grotesque, and that's fine. In fact, there are certain figures of that depiction that I really, really like, but not all of them. It's not necessarily my thing. I definitely appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into it, but oftentimes when I'm buying Sofubi, I think like, how would I display this in my house, and you know, how would it actually look amongst, you know, the rest of my like regular shit, like my movie posters and my guitars and stuff. So yeah, just you'll notice that as I go through the rest of these, but for what it's worth. Next one I'm going to talk about is the Skull Pirate by Secret Base and Pusshead. I love pirates. I love pretty much anything that has to do with pirates, and I also love skeletons. So this little dude is a perfect combination of two things that I love very much. Secret Base are the OGs, and this is one that I've wanted for a while, and I'm going to get my hands on pretty soon, I think. This is like near the top of my list for like things I want to buy next, is a Skull Pirate. So go look them up, go check that out. Next one I'm going to talk about is the Mini You Show Long by Black Seed. If you watch my decon video, you have seen this guy before. If I had to choose, and I might do this in the future, let me know if you'd be interested in a video of my favorite Sofubi artists, but if I had to choose, Black Seed would be probably my top 3. Black Seed, I think, is so underrated. I think all of his toys are incredibly detailed and specific and have an incredible kind of design to them, and clearly they're very culturally influenced and just beautiful. I love this piece so much. There's a new release coming out soon that you bet I'm gonna get my hands on. So yeah, that's the Mini You Show Long by Black Seed. What's up next? Oh, this is a fun one. So this is Harry by Aliens Park. I don't have one of these yet, but this kind of goes back to what I was just talking about, where this guy I just think is funny and silly and like, but at the same time sort of irreverent. It has the same feel to me that a lot of Punk Drunkers stuff has, and I'm going to talk about Punk Drunkers in my next video. But yeah, as you can see, this guy is just like, I don't know, I just love that about it, that it's kind of wacky and kind of wink wink nudge nudge feel to it. So that's Harry by Aliens Park. Next one, I'm going to talk about The Ghoul by Justin Ishmael, based off of Craig Gleason's design. So this is a really cool figure. Justin Ishmael makes quality stuff. I got to see a lot of his work at the Taste of the Orient Sofubi Festival. So go look up this figure. It's creepy in all the right ways. Very, very cool. That's The Ghoul by Justin Ishmael. Next one I'm going to talk about is the Negora by Max Toy. Max Toy is owned and operated by Mark Nagata, one of the best in the game, been around for quite a long time. A lot of Max Toy's stuff is super classic, and this Negora is no exception. Mark Nagata does all of the painting and stuff, but if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this Negora was actually sculpted by Konatsuya, which is why you can see clear influences one upon the other. They're very similar. But I chose to use this Negora in my list because it's, like I said earlier, it's a little more classic. Max Toy has just that kind of classic flair in his work, whereas a lot of Konatsuya's solo stuff, when she started making her own things, they're very cute, which is absolutely not a bad thing. In fact, I'm about to talk about Konatsuya, but yeah, I decided to go with this Negora. I actually like it a little bit better. Moving on, second to last one, I'm going to talk about Chubbs the Cat by J222. I got one of these at Decon. If you see my Decon video, you know. I just fell in love with this figure. It's like the perfect size. It's just big enough to really be like a, you know, it's a good sized piece, but it's still small. And it's just so cute and fat and dumb, and I love everything about it. Also, I'm going to put some pictures up here. J222 is one of the most creative artists out there at the moment. He is always doing all sorts of crazy different things with, this is one of his molds that he works with the most, but he rips it apart and does all sorts of different shit with it. So from now on, whenever I go to shows, bet your ass I'm going to be looking at J22 stuff, because there is all sorts of really creative shit coming out of that guy. So yeah, that's Chubbs the Cat. And the last one I want to talk about in my top 10 favorite small Sofubi. I said I wasn't going to put it in order, but this is probably my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite, so I saved it for last, is the Shibara by Konatsuya. I know that her Negora is probably more popular among most people, but the Shibara is the one that I like. I'm a dog person, and I like this mold so much. I think it's so cute. His little spiky tail, his little spiky like spine there. And this was also, I mean, Konatsuya was the first Sofubi artist that I ever like really dove into. That I ever was like, I'm into this. This is super cool. I got this guy at the first Decon I went to, Decon 2016. Wow, it really has not been a long time that I've been into this, but yeah, Konatsuya was one of the first. So she will always have a special place in my heart. I went to the show at Q-Pop a couple weeks ago, watched my video for that. She was there, but like the night was really hectic, so I didn't get to meet her and say hi to her, but hopefully she comes back and does more shows, because I really would love to say hi. Her work is amazing. But yeah, so that's the Shibara by Konatsuya. So that's my top 10, guys. It was really hard to do this, but like I could go on and on. There's more. I really love all of the Sun Guts stuff. I really love the fight figures by Secret Base. I could have talked about more Konatsuya molds. I could have talked about more Max Toy molds, but I wanted to do a little top 10 for you guys. Once again, in no particular order. And there's going to be 2 more of these. I'm going to keep talking about Sofubi, because, you know, I want to get a conversation started. So let me know, guys, which of these artists do you like? Are there any you haven't heard of before? Let me know what your top 10 are down in the comments below. Share this with your friends. Let's talk toys. You know, thanks as always for watching, guys. Subscribe if you want. Comment if you want. You're the best. You really are. Thank you so much. Ha ha ha, bye.